what could you have to say about the whole issue?
Okay, so I heard the conversation, and it appears the concerns of Ghanaians are that Chef Mitt has apologized, and why he should apologize, and why did he apologize? Sometimes if you make mistake, you should admit that you've made a mistake, whether it is planned or not. Sometimes you plan it and then you realize that the plan didn't go well, so you should come and apologize. So let people know you planned it, but your intentions were different. So I think the plan he had and the intentions were all made during his interview with Serwaa Amihere. And we accept it. People will make mistakes, and things that happen, sometimes you want to reach somewhere and it's difficult to get there. So you think maybe using other means will make you get there. So from his interview, he spoke of his kids and then how much he receives as salary when he goes to work for other people. So you can see that, okay, he's working, but what he receives is not that enough. So he wants to find a way of getting more. So to get more, that is when he did this particular challenge with the Guinness Book record. And then later, the news is in that he has won, but we are finding out it's not true. So he won that cloud so that he can get more to take care of his family. That is what I saw from the interview. But during the interview, I had an issue with how the interviewer went about things, especially when the interviewer asked about how much he received or something as his salary. He says 2,000. And the response and the reaction from the interviewer seems as if 2,000 cedis was so much enough to take care of himself, his wife, and his children. But if you look at the numbers very well, you realize that it is either the interviewer is not informed about the realities on the ground, or the interviewer just don't want to know.
Who was the interviewer for the sake of
Serwaa Amihere was the interviewer.
Okay.
So, and that is an indication that most of the interviews that are done down here, that is what I've realized, is that no much research is done, and most of the interviewers don't know what is happening on the ground. So they just show some emotions, or they tend to say things that compared to what they are saying and what's on the ground is so much different. So let's take Chef Mitt's issue as an example. It takes 2,000. That is what he says that it takes. And if that is true, let's assume he has, let's say, 4 children. He stays in Accra. If he's renting in Accra, he has to pay rent. So let's do some calculations now. In the morning when these kids are going to school, averagely, if a child is in Accra and is going to school, if you won't spend per child, it's 25 cedis. Now, if he has 4 children, now 25 times 4 is 100 cedis. So meaning 100 cedis per day for these children when they go to school. What they are eating in the morning and what they are eating in the afternoon, or evening, is not part of this calculation. So we spend 100 cedis per day for these children for school. Now multiply this 100 cedis by 5 days, making how much? 100 times 5, 500 cedis. That is when they go to school. If they will go for Saturday class, that one, you are going to spend more. So let's take the Saturday class out and then do Monday to Friday. Now 500 cedis. Now 500 cedis times 4 weeks, which makes a month, which is 2,000 cedis. So meaning if he's taking really 2,000 cedis, that is for the kids' schooling for the month. So his electricity bill is not in. What the family is eating.
So the money, the salary is even finished.
Finished.
Before the way before the
way before. So electricity bill is not in. Transport to work is not in. Feeding for the evening is not in. Water bill is not in. To save for rent is not in. So if he's able to stay in Accra and live by these 2,000 cedis, is either the money is on steroids or he's a magician. So that is basically how many people are staying here in Accra. What they receive as monthly salary is not able to take care of their finances or take care of their needs. So how they are able to survive, maybe by loans that they take and then they pay them small or something. So looking at the interview, this is what I picked. There's an issue with what Chef Mitt did. And then from the interview you see the issues with the people who do these interviews, that they are not on the ground. They don't really know what's happening. Yes, if you can't know everything. But sometimes you do your research before you enter into an interview as an interviewer. So you know what questions to ask. What questions are asked are based on the insight you have on the ground. So for me, that is where my issue is. Yes, he has apologized. Let's forgive him. Life moves on. But there are some things that we need to look at. If you are trying to do something is not working, find some genuine means to make it. But don't use lies and other means to get yourself known somewhere.
But again, Kojo, do you think the court has a part to play in this one?
The court has a part to play. Okay, for me, I think you will be overstretching this. He did his challenge, and he says he has won. And Guinness Book of Records says he has not won. He deceived us as a public. But I don't know any law in Ghana that should take him to court. And
I heard about public deception.
Yeah, if you deceive the public.
And they could get you into prison for, say, 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Or less.
So I don't have any knowledge on that particular law. But I feel even if we are using that law, yes, it's law. We should make it work as a deterrent to other people not to do that. But I feel, looking at his interview, you realize that there are some things he's looking for, he's not getting it. So he feels he can use this process to get them.
So the whole thing boils down to hardship.
Yeah, the thing down here, the situation, if you don't do your calculations well, you feel some people are comfortable. Social media is basically lies. Things that happen on social media are basically lies. So if you don't take care, you see things on social media, you just take it as, okay, these people are doing well. If initially when you see Chef Smith doing his challenge with Guinness Book of Record, what comes to mind is, Charlie, this guy, he has something. Because to buy all these foodstuffs and other things, to have a challenge like that, Charlie, the guy